Hello everyone, it's Dale here. Now today's day trading analysis is going to be a bit different because usually what I do is I call trades in advance and I talk about future support and resistance zones. But today I'd like to talk about a trade I already had with members of my trading course, and it was a trade from a resistance on Australian dollar US dollar. This was the resistance at 0.6741. By the way, you are looking at a 30-minute chart of the Australian dollar US dollar. Let me talk about the reasoning behind this trade and about the reasoning behind managing the position and taking the profit. So let's first talk about the reasoning behind this trade. A couple of reasons here. The first reason was volume profile setup. As you can see, there's a downtrend, and within that downtrend, this is how the volumes were distributed. Right here, there was a heavy volume zone, heavy volume cluster within this selling activity, within this downtrend. And this was the beginning of that heavy volume zone, of that volume cluster here. So this is a typical case of the volume profile trend setup that I like to trade. When there is a trend, I trade pullbacks to those heavy volume clusters, like in here, right? So there's a trend with a heavy volume cluster, you wait for a pullback and short from there. But this wasn't just about this volume cluster and this single setup. There was a confluence of two more things. The first thing is, if you look here, there was a weekly volume profile here from previous week, which was showing how the volumes were distributed throughout the whole previous week, this area. Now, the place where the heaviest volumes were traded was the weekly point of control, and it was in here. As you can see, it was at our level, at that heavy volume cluster. So not only we had the volume cluster here, but also a weekly point of control from previous week. Now, when the price tested the point of control at first, let me delete this. The first test of the point of control was in here, and the price didn't really respect it and went past it. But that doesn't mean that the weekly point of control is not a strong zone. It's only showing us determination of sellers. So you can trade the weekly point of control from the other side, like here, short from here. All right, that's why I'm saying that this weekly point of control was still relevant. All right, and it was adding strength to our level. Now the next thing that added strength to our level was a VWAP setup. If you remember, recently I had a VWAP webinar, and in that webinar I was showing you how to anchor the VWAP and how to trade using the anchored VWAP. Let me zoom this in a bit. And if I use the flexible profile here again, then you can see that there was a heavy volume zone at the start of this trend activity. And as I was teaching in that webinar, what you want to do, you want to anchor the VWAP at the end of that little rotation where heavy volumes were accumulated, and at the same time at the start of the trend. In this case, you anchor the VWAP here. Let me delete all that. This bearish candle. Or you can even anchor it to the next one, but it doesn't really matter too much. It doesn't really change how the anchored VWAP looks like here. And as you can see, the price was reacting very nicely to it. At first, this reaction in here, then this one, and then right here. So we have the weekly point of control, we have that volume cluster, and at the same time, the price touched that anchored VWAP. So all those three signals were telling me to go short from here. And those are exactly the combos that I like to trade, because I rarely trade just because of one trading setups, but I want to see more trading setups aligning like here. Alright, so that was the reasoning behind the trade entry. As you can see, the price very nicely respected that level. Now, let me show you the reasoning behind the take profit. As you can see, there was a sharp reversal, and another thing that I was teaching at the webinar is you want to anchor the VWAP at a strong swing point or reversal point like this. So if you do that, to that bullish candle that marks the low of that swing point in here. So if you anchor the VWAP here, then it shows a strong support. As you can see, the price reacted to that support in here, and when the price was dropping here, it was getting near that anchored VWAP potential support, which is a risk because you don't want to hold that short trade against that support. So you want to quit the trade here where the price hits that VWAP based support. Alright, so that was the take profit. As you can see, the price really did react to that anchored VWAP. Very similarly as in here, this was the second reaction. Alright, so this is how the trade went. I hope you guys liked the analysis, and I hope you didn't mind that in this video I wasn't calling trades in advance, but I hope you found it useful anyway. Now, if you want to learn more about volume profile, VWAP trading or order flow trading, then head over to my website. This is it, trader-dale.com. And if you click trading course and tools in here, then it will take you to a special page where you can get my best educational and indicator packs discounted. Because right now I'm running an Independence Day sale, and that means you can get the volume profile pack and the order flow pack with a massive discount. The volume profile pack will teach you everything about volume profile trading, and the order flow pack will teach you everything about day trading with order flow. If you are interested in getting both those packs, you can scroll down a bit and get both those together in here. Alright, that's our Independence Day sale. So that's about that. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time, and until then, happy trading.